You've been told diamonds are forever, but what if the stone in your hand is a masterful fake? Every year, people toss away fortunes or get fooled by stones that outshine the real thing. By the end of this, you'll know the secrets that separate a doorstop from a diamond, using nothing but the tools you already have at home. Professional gem hunters know something you don't. The world is littered with stones that look worthless, but hide fortunes in plain sight. Some of these imposters are rarer than diamonds, and some are so convincing that even seasoned jewelers have been fooled. By the time you finish this journey, you'll never look at a jewelry box or a riverbed the same way again. Let's start with the first test, the one that has fooled more fortune seekers than any other. It looks dull, almost like a piece of industrial waste. You pick it up, and it feels heavy, heavier than you would expect for its size. The surface is flawless, almost too perfect, and the sparkle is blinding. But there is something off. This is cubic zirconia, the world's most popular diamond simulant. Born in the crucible of Soviet science, cubic zirconia is a synthetic crystal of zirconium dioxide, stabilized with rare earth oxides and grown in a process called skull melting. The result is a stone that is flawless, colorless, and denser than diamond. Its specific gravity is 5.6 to 6.0, compared to diamond's 3.52. The science is simple. Cubic zirconia is a thermal insulator, while diamond is the best natural conductor of heat. So when you breathe on it, the fog lingers, refusing to vanish. That's your first protocol, the fog test. If the mist hangs around for more than a second, you are holding cubic zirconia, or glass, not a diamond. Drop it in water, and it sinks like a stone, faster and heavier than a real diamond. Under a jeweler's loupe, the edges are rounded, the facets too perfect, and sometimes you will spot tiny bubbles trapped inside. The price: a 1-carat cubic zirconia costs $10 to $30, while a real diamond of the same size can fetch $4,000 or more. This is the stone that fools the impatient, the ones who judge by surface alone. But the next imposter is even more dangerous, because it can outshine a diamond in every way. Now imagine a stone that looks like it was plucked from a meteorite, with a fire that dances in every color of the rainbow. It is Moissanite, and it is the only gem that can outsparkle a diamond. To the untrained eye, it is flawless, colorless, brilliant, and cut to perfection. But here is the secret. Moissanite is silicon carbide, discovered by Henri Moissan in a meteor crater in 1893. Natural moissanite is so rare it is almost mythical, but today, every stone you see is lab-grown, created in a process that takes months and mimics the conditions of deep space. The science: moissanite's refractive index is 2.65 to 2.69, higher than diamond's 2.42, and its fire, its ability to split light into spectral colors, is more than double that of diamond. That is why it flashes with rainbow colors under direct light, a disco ball effect that is both mesmerizing and suspicious. But the real giveaway is in the crystal lattice. Moissanite is doubly refractive. Under 10 times magnification, the back facets appear doubled or fuzzy, a phenomenon you will never see in a diamond. For testing, note that while moissanite is almost as hard as diamond, 9.25 on the Mohs scale, it conducts electricity, unlike diamond, which is an insulator. That is your next protocol. Use a combined thermal and electrical tester. If the stone conducts both heat and electricity, it is moissanite. The price? A 1-carat moissanite sells for $400 to $650, a fraction of a diamond's cost, but with virtually no resale value. This is what nature hides from the patient. A stone born in the stars, now forged in the lab, waiting to fool the unwary. But if you think you have seen it all, wait until you meet the stone that is chemically identical to diamond, but born in a machine. And here's where the story takes a turn. You're holding a stone that looks, feels, and tests as diamond in every way. It's cold to the touch, clears fog instantly, and under a loupe, it's flawless, with no inclusions and no color, just pure, blinding brilliance. This is the lab-grown diamond, the ultimate mimic. They are created by two methods: high pressure, high temperature, HPHT, and chemical vapor deposition, CVD. These stones are pure carbon, arranged in the same cubic crystal lattice as natural diamonds. The HPHT process uses pressures of up to 59,200 atmospheres and temperatures over 1,600 degrees Celsius. The CVD method builds diamonds atom by atom in a vacuum chamber. The result? Stones that are chemically, physically, and optically identical to Earth-grown diamonds. The only differences are in microscopic details. HPHT diamonds may contain metallic inclusions from the flux, sometimes detectable as weak magnetism. CVD diamonds can show parallel growth striations, and they are often type 2A, almost nitrogen-free, which is a rarity in nature. But here is the catch: no home test can distinguish a lab-grown diamond from a natural one. Not the fog test, not the water drop test, not even the common diamond tester. Only advanced laboratory equipment, such as spectroscopy, photoluminescence, and UV imaging, can reveal the subtle clues of synthetic origin. A 1-carat lab-grown diamond costs $700 to $1,200. A natural diamond of the same quality can command $4,000 to $8,000. But lab-grown stones lose 60 to 90% of their value the moment you walk out the door. This is the stone that blurs the line between fortune and forgery. A reminder that in the world of gems, knowledge is the only true currency. And if you're hungry for more secrets, subscribe now, because the next test could save you thousands. But let's not forget the classic, the Earth-grown diamond, the stone that started it all. It's not flashy on the surface. Sometimes it looks like a piece of gravel, rough and unremarkable, plucked from the mud of a kimberlite pipe or the gravel of a riverbed. But inside, it's a billion-year-old miracle, formed 150 kilometers beneath the Earth's crust, under pressures of 5 to 7 gigapascals and temperatures of 900 to 1,300 degrees Celsius. The crystal structure is a face-centered cubic lattice, each carbon atom bonded to 4 others in a perfect tetrahedral network. The technical specs are refractive index 2.42, specific gravity 3.52, Mohs hardness 10. Thermal conductivity is the highest of any natural material. Under a loupe, you might see tiny mineral inclusions, garnet, olivine, or even ancient graphite, each a fingerprint of its geological journey. The identification protocol is simple but unforgiving. Sharp, crisp facet edges, no doubling under magnification, and a laser inscription on the girdle if it has been certified by GIA or AGS. The value? A 1-carat natural diamond ranges from $2,500 for lower quality to over $20,000 for a flawless, colorless stone. But even the king of gems has its imposters, and the next test is the one that separates the pros from the pretenders. Now, let's talk about the test that has fooled more jewelers than any other, the diamond tester. Most diamond testers measure thermal conductivity, because diamond is excellent at dispersing heat, but so is moissanite. If you rely on a basic tester, you will be fooled every time. The real pros use a combined thermal and electrical tester, because moissanite conducts electricity, while diamond does not. Even that has exceptions. High pressure, high temperature lab grown diamonds, especially those doped with boron, can conduct electricity and trigger a false positive for moissanite. The lesson is simple. No single test is foolproof. Use a multi-stage protocol. Fog test, water drop, magnification, and if possible, a combined tester. Always check for a laser inscription. Most certified diamonds have a microscopic number on the girdle, visible under 10 times magnification. That inscription is your ticket to the truth, a code you can trace back to the lab for verification. The value of this knowledge is priceless, because the difference between $10 for a cubic zirconia and $10,000 for a diamond is just a few atoms, and the wisdom to see them. But let us not forget the cautionary tales. In 1872, two Kentucky cousins salted a field with low-grade diamonds and convinced the American elite they had found a fortune. The Great Diamond Hoax unraveled only when a geologist noticed the gems were scattered in unnatural patterns, and the investors lost everything. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the scams are more sophisticated. In 2025, a UK retailer raised £170 million selling investment diamonds that turned out to be nearly worthless. In India, cheap synthetic diamonds were imported and sold as natural, overpriced by more than 100 times. And in Florida, two brothers sold moissanite as diamond, fooling 9 out of 10 jewelers and pawn shops. The lesson? Even the pros get burned. The only defense is knowledge, skepticism, and a relentless commitment to verification. Now let's get practical. Here is how you test at home. No lab coat required. Start with the fog test. Breathe on the stone and watch how quickly the mist disappears. Diamonds and moissanite clear instantly. CZ and glass linger. Next, the water drop test. Drop the loose stone in a glass of water. Diamonds and moissanite sink fast. Lighter simulants may float or sink slowly. Then, the newspaper or DOT test. Place the stone table down on print or a printed dot. If you can read through it, it is not a diamond. Under a 10 times loop, look for inclusions. Tiny mineral flecks or clouds suggest a natural diamond, while flawless stones may be lab-grown or simulants. Check the facet edges. Diamonds are sharp and crisp. CZ is rounded. Look for doubling of the back facets. If you see it, you are holding moissanite. Shine an ultraviolet light. Many natural diamonds fluoresce blue, but this is not definitive, because some lab-grown stones and simulants can mimic the effect. Weigh the stone if you can. CZ is 1.7 times heavier than diamond for the same size. And finally, use a diamond tester, but remember its limits. Only a combined thermal and electrical tester can separate diamond from moissanite, and even then, some lab-grown stones can fool the device. For high-value stones, or when in doubt, seek professional certification from GIA, AGS, or IGI. That is the only way to guarantee what you are holding is the real deal. Now, let's revisit the most shocking case. A lab-grown diamond passed every home test, every jeweler's loop, and even the diamond tester. It was only when sent to a professional lab, subjected to spectroscopy and ultraviolet imaging, that its true origin was revealed. The owner thought they had inherited a family fortune, but in reality, they held a stone worth a fraction of the price. The knowledge gained was priceless. You now possess the secrets of the pros, the protocols, the pitfalls, and the power to see what others miss. The next time you hold a stone, you will know what to look for, what to test, and when to walk away. In the end, you now have the knowledge to tell a fake from a real diamond.